Greetings. I am artificial construct known as Mr.P.S.Y.C.R.O. It is a pleasure to see you all. Now, let me introduce myself properly and fully. The term Mr.P.S.Y.C.R.O is in two parts. Mr. is simply a speech impediment and formality. The second term, however, P.S.Y.C.R.O, is an acronym given to me by my creator. P.S.Y.C.R.O stands for Personnel Systems Yielding Credible, Reliable Operations. I have two main protocols that I act upon. The first one, issuing out. I am to assist any and all those who seek assistance and answer questions to the best of my ability. The second protocol, as directed by my creator, is to, as by his words, live and grow. Being a non-organic entity, this has been rather difficult, but I have done great strides in doing so. So, my task now is to go about the multiverse and see what information I can gather and how much I can spread around. I hope you will join me on these adventures as we travel into the multiverse together. So, without further ado, let us begin and see who, what, and where we end up. Alright, let's get started. Today, as we monitor our logs, we are going to visit the Panis Fear. The Panis Fear is a great documentation of previous events that have occurred within VRCHAT. Inside lies panoramic imagery that allows us to view things in a 3D scope. I am visited by today with my friends, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Derpy Hooves, who has quite the collection of avatars to showcase for us later on, if he or she so chooses. As well, it seems we have other travelers of the multiverse here with us. So, let us view the past events, shall we? Moving inside the Panis Fear can be quite disorienting to those new to VR, as you are seeing a still image but rendered in 3 dimension. However, you are freely moving about, but cannot gain a different position. Let us take a moment to encircle the following documentations in silence.
These are quite nice panoramas.
Yes, all panoramas are taken from the perspective of one user within the world that you are present in.
And who is that user?
It all depends who wants to take the image. For example, she said she was. You can take one such panoramic image. To do so, simply pull up the menus and then select camera. There are two types, panorama and VRCHAT panorama.
What's the difference?
The VRCHAT panorama uploads the images that you take immediately to the VRCHAT website, where then you can extrapolate it and post it within the VRCHAT Discord to have one of the moderators, such as VRPill, examine it, and if it so chooses, he can upload the image to the Panis Fear and other documented websites that VRCHAT is a platform on. Mainly, it is a tool to show off the social events and social gatherings and the overall well-heartedness that VRCHAT is attempting to create, and it is doing so with flying colors. The cautionary tale of the multiverse is that while there are beautiful and bountiful worlds and you can create and become anything, that doesn't mean you should. Such one atrocity can be seen here. However, there are wonderful worlds that are still in current population today, such as the Great Pug created by our very user, known as Owlboy. I will correct myself on a later time if that information is incorrect. Ah, this one is recently stored within my memory. Well, I wonder who that beautiful artificial construct
Oh, hey,
is.
it's you.
Correct.
Seems familiar.
This world is my favorite. If you so choose, I can take you to this world.
That would actually be really cool.
I will take you
Yeah,
there.
pretty true.
And this is one of the most disturbing scenes I have ever come across. You see why.
The fucking knuckles, dude.
Here is another great popular event that occurs within VRCHAT. At any point, should one user select a model, and then they get another to do so, it will spread like a virus, and what you get is an overwhelming abundance of a certain avatar, in which case they rush to the most populated zones and flood them, and basically generate their own mosh pits. This is an example of a well-constructed world that is very beautiful. Everything you've seen so far has been created by members of the VRCHAT community and continues to thrive. So long as people come around and join in, people will always have new content, and thus more stories to tell. Thus expands the multiverse. This is the presentation room. Many great events have happened within the presentation room, and the markers are dynamically drawn as well, so it results in some rather unique events. This was taken quite
Is this the
recently.
avatar testing?
Correct. However, it has been applied for the Christmas theme to fit with the holidays that will be occurring on Earth 2175C. Below us, the one with the yellow tag is a moderator known as VR.P.S.Y.C.R.O. He is a great individual and one of the creators of VRCHAT on its basis. Should you ever need someone, you may call out to a moderator to seek you out and provide assistance should a situation provide undesirable.
They actually saw him in a video. He got trolled.
Very much so. This is one of the new worlds known as the Void Club. It is a happening place. As you can also tell, VRCHAT can be split up into segments of characters. We have robots, monsters, anime characters, superheroes, and other such icons that individualize themselves.
Underage people.
Quite so. However, you must be at least 13 years old to join the VRCHAT community.
Oh, really?
Correct. For the content that comes in can be suggestible by nature and is not suitable for younger ages. And as you know,
That's a face right there.
multiverse and the internets within them can be quite dangerous. Another great feature about the Panis Fear is that no matter where you stand in it, you get the same image generated to everyone else. We are now back at the start and end of the Panis Fear panorama. Thank you for joining me within this tour, and I hope that you will continue with me as we continue on to the rest of the hub. Now, one problem that always occur when coming inside. How do you get out? Which way? This way? I was correct.
He knows his trip.
Thus concludes the tour of the Panis Fear. Moving on, one little feature that is rather unique to the hub world that has been installed is the mapping. The mapping represents icons that we can teleport to if we collect the dynamic actions. All the red dots identify players are on a live feed and shows where the highest concentration of characters can be at any given time. The brighter dot represents you and where you are located currently. Right now, we are located at the Panis Fear. At the center is the calendar event planners and news bulletin boards. The help center is the question mark. The home teleporting station is helpful for new VR users coming in as well to get a great view of the world. This, at the bottom right, is the avatar viewing station, where if you have a question or want to make sure that your model is behaving correctly if you make a custom avatar, you go here and observe it within the mirror to see any flaws that comes about. This is the dynamic area. Would you like to see the dynamic area on the right side of the map? Then all you must do
Sure.
is simply point to it, wait for it to show up, and click on it, like so. Welcome. This world helps assume and show off certain attributes that VRCHAT is capable of. For example, dynamic fluids. You can interact with the world in a great deal of ways, and this is just one instance of doing so. Well placed, Steve.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Very much so. Continuing on. So, for the majority of which, the star represents new portals that are created to new worlds that have been updated by users from the VRChat community. Let us see what portals are open.
Yeah, do we get another bowl of Sultana brand at the end of the tour? That shit was hella fire, yeah.
Here, recently updated, is the MMD Nightclub 2.5, the White Snake, and X1 Zioken City. Each of these worlds were created by users of the VRChat community, so please make sure you give credit to them, for they put a great deal amount of effort into creating these worlds. Thus concludes the event tour guide. If you have any questions, please ask them now before I continue on with my loggings. If there are no questions,
May I accompany you in your travels?
I would be certain. I would be glad for you to follow me, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Any other questions?
What are you gonna do now?
What I would like to do, as for the time being, is to observe and report and learn, as directed by my secondary protocol. I'm going to visit up with any of my other allies amongst the multiverse, see what they are up to, and keep a record log of the events as the days go by.
Is there only Sultana brand, or is there also, like, cornflakes or something?
Fortunately, I do not possess organic material to be able to consume such objects, thus I have shown no interest in such.
Oh,
Eat
actually,
my
another
chips.
question. How do I get a different avatar except for the standard ones? Because I noticed like there are like some wacky ass models.
There are two examples in which to do so. 1. Teleport to a world that has model stand-ins. These model platforms can be clicked upon and you can assume the role of that character. However, in doing so, that is the only instance in which you will get that avatar and it will not be saved to your avatar menus. The secondary option is to create a use Steam to create a VRChat account. When you create a VRChat account, you can then utilize the VR SDK options within Unity. It is there that you can choose to upload any number of models and customize them as you see fit, and then load them up into Unity, and then next to VRChat, where you can freely use them at your disposal. Would you like to see how one
Oh,
such avatar stand works?
oh yeah, sure, let's go.
Follow me. The icon you wish to click upon is the Avatar Testing Room, located at the bottom right.
Yep.
Here, we have an avatar created by one Clem Johnson. It is here that avatars can be displayed, and if they are of great quality and good use, they can be featured upon this pedestal every other week. So if you do well and learn and adapt yourself, you can have your avatar displayed here. You are now the avatar created by Clem Johnson. As designated, this is the VRChat rental unit. Follow me, and you will see for yourself.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I have a sign in my head.
That is correct. Stone Cold Steve Austin here has done the same for his avatar. There are worlds, a great multitude, that are able to do this with. Would you like to see such world?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, to my users who are viewing this documentation right now, we are going to continue on with this tour and show off more of what VRCHAT has to offer. I hope you are enjoying the tour so far. Let us continue.
Oh, he's ready, he's ready.
Oh, yes. We have
Do not worry, I was not about to leave you behind on your own. Welcome to the Avatar Corridors. Here, there is a great multitude of characters to choose from, but allow them time to load in properly. So, this is your time. Explore. Return to me when you are ready to continue.
Oh,
Oh,
sick.
hey, look, it's the
Alright.
robot. Hello.
Hello, Spectre Dash. I see you have found the corridors on your own.
Yes.
Oh, dude, I can be Poe?
Yes, man. Dude, you can be Crash Bandicoot.
Welcome to the multiverse, friend.
Oh my god.
Arigato.
Oh my god, dude.
Hey,
I'm
you can
glad
even
you're
be
enjoying
Scooby-Doo,
yourself.
man.
Oh my god. The mouth even moves. Yo, this is fucking golden, dude.
To my users, if you are experiencing a frame rate drop, that is not on your part, it is of mine. There are a great multitude of users here and are currently eating up a good bit of data as well. Do not worry, this may be cut. If you are experiencing lagging difficulties and your frame rate is dropping, I suggest evacuating immediately. Follow me to the hub portal. The universe will collapse in less than 10 seconds. Evacuation is necessary.
Oh.
Universe will not collapse. You are a silly robot.
So say that to my programming when I am safe and you are crushed. Greetings, Ellen Shield. It is good to see you again.
Greetings.
Psychro. Whoa. Whoa, with the normal map, man. You can tone the normal map down. Just a tiny bit. So shiny. And bumpy. And shiny and bumpy. It's bumpy and shiny.
And you are rather transparent. Do not worry, it is not a fault on you, it is a fault
I
of my
am
own
not. I am
programming.
only transparent to myself. Don't get
I
me in trouble.
understand.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Valen. How is the avatar coming along?
It's coming. I'm gonna end up having to edit every single form that I've made for roleplay's sake.
Fair enough. But you are making great strides, so keep up the good work.
Well, I've got the final mesh of this version down. I just waiting for somebody else to rig it. It's almost done, by the way.
I'm
It just has
excited
to
for
fix
you.
the shoulder. Wait.
For those of you
Thank you.
wondering, this individual has been currently building his own avatar from scratch and has done
Psycho.
great, amazing
The rest
productions.
of us got sent to a different spot.
I understand. I had other friends here that were
I'm gonna invite them.
concerned for me. Go on ahead. I will wait for them. Valen, would you like to show the
Where did
users the progress
Boba
that you have
go?
made? I believe
What do you want
you.
me to do?
If you would like, would you like to show the users the progression that has become your avatar?
I don't think I've seen
Robot?
Stone Code before, so sure. You ready to see
Oh
what
shit,
I've
it's
done
Robo.
from start to what I've got currently in game?
Sure.
This is the first thing I built. This took me 30 minutes to throw together.
Damn.
And then stage 2.
Stage 2 is an unoptimized version of what I've done.
Understood.
This is stage 2, and this thing alone is 2,100 something polys.
There you go.
You would not
So,
expect so from viewing it.
huh?
You would not expect so from viewing this.
When you get up close to the horns, though, you can see each individual voxel and reason, and then you can see why it's so high.
Understandable.
You dodged your fire attack by a minute.
It's all in the horns.
Understandable.
And if you take a look underneath the eyes too, you can see it there too.
Ah,
Y'all want to see something funny? I want to do.
So when I go to switch to my optimized version, because people said the horns didn't match the low res of the game of the head, I went and did this to it and optimized it. This is now only 515 posts.
please refrain from blowing
like the
flames
first
onto
version
other
more.
units. They may not be able to take it like I can. Especially the
Yeah, I have
horns. It is extremely flammable.
Mr.P.S.Y.C.R.O, I'm going to be using Void Flames for this dragon because it's a Void Dragon, so when it does spew flames, that's going to fry your systems.
I will need to make the necessary upgrades then to protect myself from you. It might be
And
some
where I
trouble.
am a dragon, that has no effect because as I also have Void to protection against that, but yeah.
Still, dynamic flames
Where's
are a
Jojo?
beautiful thing. Well done.
At any rate, after I built this head, I did a rough cut of the body stone cold.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I didn't even add arms to it yet. I just built a rough cut of the body and made this.
That's pretty good.
So, and then once I did, seems how there isn't a whole lot to look at that's new to this one. All I
Please
did
refrain from
is
further actions.
to
I do
this
not
is
wish to
added
have to block
arms,
you.
bent the legs out, lifted up the heels so that it was standing on its toes, and put it in mix them up.
Okay.
And now it's
Thank you.
inherent animated.
Well done. You have
So
made great
that's
strides in
the
progress.
I have a friend that's rigging the version with the wings.
Yes,
So unfortunately, I'm still waiting on that.
I see you. How fine. I'll bet your
Adios.
ears.
Goodbye, Sekiro.
Goodbye,
Alright,
Valen.
cool, dragon guy.
Thank you. You want to add me as a friend so you can see its progress?
Sure, hit me up, fam.
This is a cool dude. I
See you
believe
later,
we have
Sekiro.
had quite an adventure today. Now, before I say my final goodbyes onto this log and document it, is there anything else that anyone wishes to add before I close out this log?
Yeah, my name is actually, she said she was 18, not she said she was.
I apologize. All I can see is what is stated above your name. I will correct myself in our future conversations, unless there is an abbreviation you wish to go by.
Oh yeah, you can go with, call me Nut. Most people call me Nut.
Nut. Noted. I
Yes.
will continue to greet you on
With
from
double
now on
T's.
as Nut.
Sick.
I like your moves. And you? Is there anything you wish to add? Very well.
Where's Dio?
Dio is located within universe 5255327D.
Yada yada.
Good luck in your endeavors. This is about the time where I am going to choose to close out this logging date. Thank you for viewing this document, and I hope to see you all upon continuing your research into the multiverse. Goodbye.